Jake's rustling up a flag,
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
So where is he?
Hey Carl, would you like to lead the pledge of allegiance, because you're a veteran of the house here? Well, Jake too, but. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public comment. Would anybody like to come up and talk to the village board and our audience? Okay. Okay, 7:05, public hearing, proposed local law number 5 of 2023 entitled Tax Exemption for Volunteer Firefighters and Volunteer Ambulance Workers.
Essentially, this is the same as the one that was adopted in the spring of 2022, except the state expanded it to allow the exemption for spouses of deceased veterans and also deceased, not veterans, volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers, and deceased volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers. They weren't included before, but the exemption is the same, 10%. But the town, the county already passed this, the town already passed it. So just to make things easier for the assessor of the town, if the village, does the same thing as the town, it makes it easier on her. So that's what this is. We see all the public here that wants to comment.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty used to it.
Okay, do I have a motion to
I
pass
make
this?
that motion.
Well, no,
No.
we're not gonna pass it.
I didn't
No.
think, so.
Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Next one we usually do.
All right.
Correct.
Unless, well, there's nothing that says that they can.
But, right.
It's a public hearing.
This is the public hearing.
Yeah.
And by tradition, it might have been in the handbook at one point, they said this board's always waited to the next meeting instead of adopting it right after the public hearing. Because I gotta do the seeker resolution and the actual resolution to
Oh,
adopt it
there's.
too.
So we'll wait. Like you.
Yes. So it'll be on the agenda to adopt at the next meeting.
Okay,
So then we just declare the public hearing closed.
I declare the public hearing closed.
Way to go.
Okay, number 1, resolution to approve minutes from October 26th, 2023.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I didn't see anything to change, and
Nope.
I'll make a motion to okay the minutes.
And I'll second it.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
All right.
Motion passes.
Okay, number 2, resolution to approve claims and warrants. I looked them over myself. The only question I had, Jake, was a hose from Syncon for $851. Is that one of those big giant hoses?
Yes, a
Okay.
discharge hose for the leaf machine.
Okay. Yeah, first one, a hose for $851?
Yeah.
All right, makes sense.
Do you have a list of the purchases from First National Bank?
It's in there.
It is. Yeah, that's what it is.
As well as the logo.
There it is.
Jake lost his easy pay?
No, it's connected to my credit card. So once they get below a certain threshold, they're planning for $50 increments. You guys want to look up to do that? You build this up.
Office well.
Okay.
I'm sure you said.
what they're looking at over there, let's see here. Verizon, I think Verizon's 851. Why was that so high?
We added a new line. And we purchased a new phone with a better camera for events.
Is that a little expensive, or is that the normal?
They were a little bit, it was high, but it's just, where is it? Hold on. What line is that?
I think it's on page 3.
1264.
That's his service phone? Isn't that part of the service?
Part of it's the phone,
Yeah.
the purchase of the phone.
Part of it's purchase of the phone and part of it's just the bill. So it's pretty normal.
The $784, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, normally, did you just pay up front for the phone? Normally, they add it, it's like in
Yeah.
30 installments, they take the price of the phone,
They don't
divide
do
it by
that
30.
with government. You pay for
Well,
the,
what kind of phone did you get for $784? Usually, if it's a new iPhone, those are
It's not,
$800 each.
it's not, it's the bill and the phone.
Right.
So the
Well, how
phone was
much-
what, $199?
No,
What's the bill and how much is the bill for services and how much is the phone?
I'd have to go back and look at the bill
No.
for
It's
They got-
broken down right there.
Yeah, I'd have to actually look at the actual.
It is, I just don't know what.
Either one of those is pretty cheap for a phone, and you got better,
Well, part of it gets
Better
split
camera.
between
Yeah.
sewer
And
and general fund, so that's not the full.
well, sewer's paying only $31.
It's $585 for the phone and $199 for the bill.
No, the Verizon bill is the actual,
Oh, by phone.
John, that's John's actual.
But this month, it's Verizon for the sewer is $31.24.
Well, prior to this, I wasn't breaking it out correctly, so. Verizon should, or sewer should only be charged for John's portion.
So you got a phone just for events?
No, I now have a line. I added a line so that I have a work phone.
You never had a cell phone for the village?
No, I just use my own personal. And since I can't be trusted with my personal phone in swimming, I now have a village phone so that people can get a hold of me. And we did get a better one so that it has a better camera so that we can take events for trick or treat trail and so we got a pro version.
What do you guys think down there? Still looking?
Yeah.
No, we're good.
All right, would somebody like to make a motion to approve the claims at once?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next, resolution to authorize the village board to accept proposal from MMD to file and prepare the annual AFR annual financial report on behalf of the village of Webster in the amount of $1,800 and further authorize the village treasurer to sign the agreement. Now, do you get a chance to look that over?
Yep.
I did.
Yep,
Everything looks good?
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Okay, do I have a motion to pass?
I'll make that motion then.
Second it.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Motion passes. And the agreement is over there for you to look at if you can.
Everything but the blood out here.
Number 4, resolution to authorize the village treasurer to sign the GASB 75 service agreement with the Burke Group to provide can't even say that, help me,
Actuarial.
thank you, wow.
I know.
Services for the
You
village.
don't see that word a lot.
No, post-retirement healthcare plans.
So this is a yearly requirement by GASB 75,
Yeah.
and they do it every year. So they make sure that everything's being followed properly, basically. They do an audit.
I'll make a resolution to authorize the village treasurer to sign the gas leak 75 service agreement.
I'll make that. Second.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Motion passes.
5, resolution to approve the 2023 village tax surrender and for the village board members to sign it.
Yeah.
And that's also up there for you to sign.
Well, you guys started off.
So we're not passing one around, we're just gonna sign each one of these.
You just want one main one,
There's
right?
one main one right up there next to Jerry's stuff.
Yeah, he's got it, Carl's got it,
Yep.
but each of us has one on our,
Oh,
that's what Judy was
just
talking
because you
about.
wanted it, sorry.
And I'm
there's
saying,
another one.
why would we wanna do that?
Thank you.
If there's been any, the rate's going up as well. Partner, 325.
And if you want to ask them.
Charge staff, under 240.
Yeah,
we'll have a motion to pass that resolution.
Make that motion.
second.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Number 6, discussion sewer software. I have a feeling Jake's gonna take a lead on that.
Jake is not.
No?
So we submitted a proposal for the last budget for new sewer software, and we did get a third quote, but it wasn't great. Marcia reviewed all of them, and the board decided that we could wait till next year, which was fine at that point. And we have gone over this with Mayor Byers and Deputy Mayor Ippolito. Now, since we have a new treasurer, the system can no longer be transferred to her user, and it's no longer serviceable anyway. So now we need a new system. So, it was a purchase, it wasn't great from the start, but it served the purpose. But now it's no longer being serviced by the company or our IT service. So now we need a new one. And, Danielle, we have kind of gone over it and we prefer the Fry group. And Marcia also, that was the one she chose as well. And Danielle has met with Fry now and she's is comfortable with that one as well. So we just wanted to kind of get that in your heads, as a discussion, because we will need to make a decision probably the next meeting.
I did include all three.
Oh, you did, okay.
quotes, just so you could see the difference.
I was just gonna ask you, did you get other quotes?
All three are included in the packet, they're, somewhat summarized on the, top sheet, I know it's a little,
Small, sorry.
I apologize for that. But at the bottom, you'll see the cost of Fray over the course of 4 years, depending on how much we add onto the software or choose not to. Whether we choose to accept credit cards through their software or not, or if we take the software and do a full data conversion.
We were thinking about going with AccuFund just because that's also our financial system, but we don't love AccuFund, and she has been working with financial programming for a lot longer, and she's not comfortable with AccuFund, so at some point, we may wanna make a switch in the next few years, so it wouldn't make sense to get the sewer program in AccuFund. And actually, we're the only municipality around that uses it, it's not the best. But that was a prior treasurer's decision before Marcia.
How does this compare to our current software, roughly?
In terms of.
The cost?
Well, the current software is not costing us anything. And this would be a little under $1,000 for the first 4 years to maintain.
Chris just purchased the software a long time ago as like this. It was just a disc, and it's now obsolete. We've had it for several years, and
It
like I
can't
said,
even be downloaded onto my computer.
no. Nor there's no one to even help if there's a problem. We did have our IT service look at it to see if there was anything they can do to revive it, and they're afraid to even take it off in case we might lose data, any of the past data, so we need new. Before last budget, when we passed this, it wasn't there, now it is.
Oh, is this in the budget, or this amount, I mean?
No, it was not budgeted for.
So it's coming out of the sewer fund, right, it's sewer billing.
That was still a discussion piece at the last budget, and you guys didn't necessarily decide because we ultimately decided to not do it at this year, so now, yeah, we have to figure that out, where it's gonna come out.
But it's gotta come out of the sewer fund is my point.
Yes,
Not
but
out of the general fund.
I know, but I had asked
So
the
where's-
board if
where-
it
so where's-
couldn't, because the office is using it, I know sewer isn't
No,
in budget, but.
no.
Right.
Just because the office uses it, it's for
I know,
it's
but the
billing
sewer
for sewer.
budget is not, you know,
Well, there's some forethought,
well, we have money in
and
contingency.
included in, there's either up to $12,000 in the contingency in the sewer fund?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm.
I have to double check before I quoted myself on that.
I believe we put 12 to 15 in it, but I have to look.
Yeah.
But we gotta pay, we gotta bill, so what can we do?
Well, yeah, we put.
No, I know, we have the money in contingency, we're not just coming to
Well,
you
that's
without
what you, that's what you
preparing.
think, so why don't you
But-
double check and then email the board members and
Yeah.
to confirm that, yes, there's, you know, because I don't know which one. It's either $7,300, $9,100, $10,000, or $12,000.
So, well, it depends.
Depending on which one you're gonna do.
Right, and it also depends on if you want to accept credit cards through the software, do you want to do you wanna take the historical data out of Water Solutions and put it into Fry, or AccuFund if that was the route to go? There's also, it's not just, you know, we need to decide if we would want the full data conversion or not as well.
And as I said earlier, we're not asking for a vote tonight, we just wanted you guys to know,
To be
so it
aware.
wasn't just the mayor and deputy mayor that were talking this with.
Okay.
What's the handheld interface?
I think that's if you were walking up to meters, they offer that. We don't do that.
Well, so you can take out
Right.
$1,099 and don't pay for it, right?
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
that's kind of what I'm looking at this for what I can see of it. Yeah,
You want me to
Yeah,
go
no, I
get
trying to
a
decide.
looking glass for you?
Yeah. I'll ask them.
What's a data dictionary?
Actually,
So just, we will get some more information, but we just wanted you to be aware, okay?
Yes.
Or crystal reports.
Yeah, no, that's,
Those are reports,
Those are reports that you would, it's like Excel.
yeah.
Paul, Camissa, and Jennifer, somebody. And I can,
So when do you want us to make a decision? What's the timetable that you're looking for?
We're hoping to move forward at the next meeting,
All right, so
We were-
everybody will be here then,
yes.
and we're all on the same
And we
page.
were
yeah,
expecting,
I'd
hope
rather,
so.
yeah,
well, we're not asking for a vote
no,
tonight, like I
she's
said.
not even asking for that.
Okay.
Still trying to figure out.
is this company local?
No. They're out of, I did look that up today, they're out of Kentucky.
Can you get them on like a Zoom thing or something if these people have questions, like?
Yeah,
What
Sure,
is-
do we want-
what
you
is
want me
it-
to
what-
set that up?
What is a data dictionary? What is a crystal report? You know,
Do you want me to set that up for and see if that's possible.
Maybe next meeting, yeah.
Yeah, even a workshop or something, yeah, anything, yeah.
Okay,
Or if Daryl's back, or
Well,
if you have
well,
time for the
that's
day, you can
what-
join in, or,
You know, similar to you did it for the health insurance thing or something like that.
yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I think that would be good for,
I mean, if we do get them, I mean, we don't have the local support if they're in Kentucky. I mean,
Well, in this
A
day
lot
and
of
age,
Is there a
I
local
don't worry
affiliate
too
here?
much.
There aren't really,
no, and with AccuFund, you call up and they
Yeah.
can control your computer.
they're
and-
not local.
Right.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't need the bodies, the warm bodies
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
All right.
all right, so tabling this to the next meeting then?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. You don't have to take it though, because I took
Okay.
this discussion, but thank you.
All right. Next up, our attorney.
I will cede my time to the superintendent of public works.
We got the clerk next, then public works.
It gets extra time.
I've taken my grilling, I'm good.
Oh,
Taking my-
Can I have your time too?
No, and I'll take this. Oh, great, it's gone.
Our normal leaf discussion, but beyond that, there's two things. Just want to give you a heads up on I'm working with our electric vehicle charging station out behind the paint shop. It's had an issue with the screen for quite some time, but it was still able to be used. And that's ceased recently, that you can no longer charge with it. The company, we're, presumably have an EV charging station so that we can see some environmental benefits in the grand scheme of things. Their solution to doing the repair is to fly somebody from California out here to offset many of those environmental benefits that we
Oh, good Lord.
acquired from having the electric vehicle charging station, and then have them rent an EV vehicle, obviously, because after they fly here from California, they wouldn't want to do any damage to the environment coming from the airport.
I love it.
So I wasn't really satisfied with that. They're very hard. I think Danielle's been on some of the emails with them recently. I've been asking for months about
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah.
They're sending us bills for the subscription for the network, the cloud and the network services. I said, that's kind of like, and the thing's broke, it's kind of like having AAA in a car with no engine. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have that. So can we suspend our service temporarily until we can get the thing fixed, and ideally look for a local solution? I went on quick little field trips where there's other ones. The town's got two charging stations, or a double charging station at Parks and Rec. It's EV Connect as well. They gave me a quote. They can send me a screen, which I don't know if that's gonna fix it, for $300 and something, and then have a local electrician fix it. Finally, this was after months, because it was April. They finally agreed they could send the screen, and I said, would it come with instructions as well as how to start the thing? Well, once you get it from BTC, that's the manufacturer, then they can give you the instructions.
Can you just bulldoze it and we'll put up charge point?
I'm gonna run an extension cord out the window, because we don't charge for it. It's been something that we don't, because I think the initial, when we put the thing up, is that we bring people here, they gotta sit here for an hour or two charging their cars. The electric's very little on it, really. But hopefully we recover some of that in sales tax revenue when the people are in town and visiting and patronizing our shops, and then ideally, property tax revenue when there's, buildings that are occupied and doing, I guess the property tax would be the same, but, so anyway, so we're looking at that, and the last quote for a replacement, they called it a rip and replace, was about $9,000, and I said, that's crazy. We paid, after the rebates, we paid, I think, $1,600 for the machine, for the setup in 2018. I paid $9,000 to replace it. The company that we got it from, I contacted them. I'm waiting to hear back from them and maybe get on a call with them too. But they were, like I said, the other one with EV Connect was $9,000. I think that includes a lot of their cut in it. The website, BTC website, says there's an expected life of 10 years on it. It's 5 years old and it doesn't work. So I'm trying to appeal to them and some common sense, and they said try to figure out how to get it done. We have to have local service on it. I think it's absolutely ridiculous to, save the planet and then have somebody fly out from California to change the screen on it. Or to
Is that a
remake
level
repairs on
two
it.
charger up there?
What's that?
Level one or level?
Yeah, it's a level 2. The level 1s were like 50 grand, or level 3, I figure out which way it goes. The rapid chargers are like 50 grand, so we haven't done that. But we were looking at possibly expanding, we had that plan where different ones could go, but I said, until we can come up with a local solution, or something that makes sense at least, it's kind of ridiculous to put ourselves on the hook for another, if we had 6 stations, it'd be almost $11,000 a year if they go bad every 5 years and you figure it out, so. So that's one thing. Another issue we've got years ago, about the same, in 2016 and 2017, we replaced vehicles. We got the bigger trucks, the 6-wheelers. Got some Ford, the F-750s. That was, 16 was the first year they put a Ford transmission in it. And last year, we started having an issue where the PTO on the truck just cut out arbitrarily, stopped working. It's getting some signal to tell it to shut off. We made it through, it was at the end of the winter last year, we had a late winter. Made it through, we took it to a repair shop in April. What? Yeah, last year.
Last year, we had a light winter.
I didn't have to knock on wood if it already happened. So I took it to a repair shop in April, we got it back in the middle of October. Yeah, April, we brought it to them, it still had the salter in it, so we could operate it, and they did some troubleshooting, replaced the PTO, we're still waiting for the invoice on it, replaced the PTO and the hydraulic pump. Had it out last week, picking up leaves, went to dump, and the PTO cut out, same exact thing. So we took it to another repair shop, who we were able to have him on the computer, have it fail, after we brought it there, I think the second time. So he looked at it, it wouldn't fail for him, we used it, I said, put it right back in, let's start using it. Long story short, I don't have a lot of confidence in this truck right now, and obviously winter is quickly approaching. I've reached out to the different salespeople and say, hey, because we can purchase from another municipality direct without bidding if they have one that's not a bad truck. So if they're just replacing it as a normal vehicle rotation, it'd be nice to have something here, at least, some confidence we'd have something else to fall back on. We do have another truck, we still have 10, that's why we have 3 trucks, and we typically run just 2 plows on the route. But that's really cutting it close. I've reached out to other municipalities, reached out to salespeople saying if you're gonna deliver a truck to somebody really soon, a single axle, a 6-wheeler, let me know if it's a decent truck. So I got eyes and ears out. I know town of Greece is getting delivery of one in the next week or 2. I've tried to reach out to them, I haven't heard back yet. So I might, long story, I guess way too late for that, but I might at the next meeting have something to say, hey, here's something, and I hate to do it, but even if we can have something sitting here. They had some turnkey trucks, which means they're all set up and ready to go. They're $308,000 for a 6-wheeler, which you don't get to pick anything. I don't think that'd be the ideal situation. We have a Mack on order right now that's supposed to be in, but it's gonna be in later, and it's after winter time. So, and then that was gonna replace one of these trucks. It was actually gonna replace the old truck, the one that's most reliable, so it was gonna replace one of the 750s at this point, so, but and I'll send out information if we get any. Hopefully this guy can repair the truck. He really is diving into it, and he had it on the computer, he was able to hook up and see the thing, what was failing. There's a transmission control module that's losing connection, so he's trying to sort it out. I've got more faith in him than the other place I had it from for 6 months, but.
Under warranty or
no? No, and it's just, I would love to just go on a field trip down south and find a 1985 GMC that I can bring back and put a plow on. It's not rusty or anything, because with all the new emission control things, that's another, it's just as smart as flying somebody from California. You run the thing around, the diesel particulate filter gets gummed up, so then you have to they call it regenerate the exhaust filter, and so you'll leave it out in that parking lot in high idle for 45 minutes. And somehow that's better for the environment. I guess maybe the particulates burn off or something, but it's crazy, and there's it's a nightmare, and they have it on emergency vehicles. Fire trucks have to have regen and things like that, so it's, but that's what we're looking at. So I'm trying to make sure that we can fulfill what we gotta do, and thought they solved it after all that time, and luckily it failed now instead of when there's white stuff on the ground, so.
So hopefully that guy can fix it.
Yeah, I hopefully, but hopefully it's 2016. It's all the electronic, oh, we're on camera, stuff, on the trucks now, it's just ridiculous. There's so much, you know, and it could be something simple. Ours, the PTO, a lot of applications for a PTO, like a bucket truck or the PTO station, or the truck stationary, and you turn the PTO on, you step on the gas or the brake, it cuts it out, there's safety switches. Ours is meant to run while it's driving, it's called live drive, it's a mobile one, but I think they use the same kind of interface, so is there something in the computer? It's just like when your phone glitches and you gotta shut your computer and you gotta shut it off, but there's no screen that says, hey, this is happening, it's intermittent, so it's a pain in the butt to find, because if it's not breaking right when they can see it, it's really, so I was really happy the other day when we brought it back. They said, just use it right away. Brandon was great, used it, called me right up and said it's bad. I said, head right out there. I called the guy and he came right out, we didn't shut it off, and he plugged it in and was able to see with his computer and stuff. So hopefully he's gonna get to the bottom of it. And I guarantee it's gonna be something goofy, like a rubbing a wire somewhere or a ground issue, but it's a challenge.
Well, we gotta be ready for the season, so.
Oh, yeah, no, and, you know, we were, and then the thing, yes, again, so it's nuts. But I just wanna, and I think it's gonna be okay, I just wanna have something here, even if it's like, hey, we gotta spend 40 or 50 grand on a used truck that we can turn around and sell in an auction in the spring, or take one of these things and have this, something just to make sure that we can do what we need to do when we get snow. Like I said, we had another truck, but, you know, inevitably something happens, and we wanna make sure we're ready.
Back to that charging station, have you just looked at what the town has, or have you looked any further?
No, I looked at the town, I looked at one, I don't even remember,
I know
when I was at the
Parkview.
hospital, I went up there and the
Where?
hospital, at General,
Yeah,
in the parking garage there. I've always kind of keep my eyes out to see
Yeah.
what other places have. A lot of them, I checked in the town of Ontario, their new ones there, a lot of them go through this EV Connect, and they explain it like, you can go buy a Galaxy cell phone, but then you go to AT&T or Verizon for the service. EV Connect is like the service, just network and cloud application. So I got a program on my computer that I can click, you know, or I guess software on there that I can click on and get access and run all these reports that are, it's cool. It'll be great when we're looking at, you know, grants and things like that. But in reality, we don't charge for it. We don't, you know, we can see charging sessions and see how many unique visitors are here and things like that. Like I said, it's really cool. But we don't charge, so there's not billing things, there's not revenue. We could look at that if we wanted to, if we did that. But you have to somehow have these, because people have to be able to go up and,
well,
I think,
exactly.
be able to turn them on, unless it's just, I don't know if you can,
We do have
Just-
somebody that pops in a lot that asks how he could use it, because he doesn't have a smartphone. And
Yeah.
I said I wasn't sure, but we forwarded him to. but-
we have a EV but not a smartphone.
Mhm.
It's hard to find something that's not a smartphone.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. But, so that's what we continue to look and see different things. But EV Connect seems to be like how almost
Okay.
everybody's connected through, which isn't the problem. I mean, we can, in interfaces, but EV Connect was also, when we first bought this one, it was through a NYSERDA grant. EV Connect is who we paid. And they were the ones that, and then they set us up for, it was a 3-year warranty, and then we upgraded, I think another $500 it was for a 4-year one. And altogether, the whole bill, there was like $8,000 in grants, or maybe 4. But it was, ultimately, it was like $1,600, plus whatever the electrician was to install it. We had to run another line out and stuff.
Ontario Beach Park uses charge point, and I know a lot of people prefer that
Oh,
one.
is charge point different than EV Connect? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, so that'd be one to look at, but,
that was my
Which-
favorite when I had a smart car.
yeah, I just want to have
Yeah,
something
see,
that's,
kind of what I.
where there's a local, I'm gonna look up charge point then, see if there's,
Yeah.
see, EV Connect is a network place, it's not necessarily the hardware stuff, but,
The app was really
Yeah.
awesome, and I had never had any problem.
I take pictures of a couple places that we're at, and at work, and they have like 6 stations right there in Jefferson Road.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Lot, just a-
yeah, especially if it's who
Yeah,
the network is. You know, like charge points, one, I don't even know what's out there, but some of them, I guess it's like AT&T, you can go to the store and buy, well, you can't go to the phone store and buy a phone anymore, but that's something that I can't discuss without swearing, so I will not entertain.
Unless you're with the government.
Yeah, unless you're with the government, but that's really wonderful. I was confused when I went into the phone store and I said, I just wanna buy the phone. No, you can't, we just put it through your bill, we find it.
Well, you can, but you're gonna pay like the tax.
No, they wouldn't let you. Would not let you just buy a phone. So, but yeah, so that's it. But yeah, if anybody sees them, if you're out and about and sees other
yeah. that's
companies
kind of
other
why I
than
was asking.
ChargePoint or EV Connect, I want to look up ChargePoint and see. Like I said, I'm just, the manufacturer of this one I'm looking at, discussing it with too, so.
You know, the city of Rochester says, this, talking about the guy that doesn't have the smartphone, says you can access the charging station with a charge point or EV Connect card or smartphone app. So you can probably go
Oh, yeah,
to EV Connect
They do
and
send you
they'll mail you, they'll
forgot
probably
about that.
send you a little card. that
yep, and
you
it's
can
linked
use.
up to your credit card, I forgot about that.
Oh,
Yeah, so
cool.
you tell them to go get that.
It's even on your keychain, I forgot about that, yeah, I had one of those. I didn't, but. Oh,
If he comes back.
yeah, well, he won't, he's angry at us because
Oh, right.
it's not working. I'm like,
Probably
he
mad
did-
at the village and says, why'd I move here?
Well,
Of course, probably all he had to do was go on the EV Connect website and it gives you the option of getting a card
yeah,
instead of just the app.
then we'll go to Parks and Rec.
Does he have a computer or just an abacus?
Probably. Advocates for sure.
Okay.
Is there a plan, excuse me, the government says they're gonna start making gas-powered vehicles at 23. Does that mean we have to have 25 charge stations around the village? In the parking lot?
I don't think the federal government has gotten that far. You're right, New York State has said by 2035, you can't buy a gasoline engine new car. You can still have your old car.
Yeah.
But I don't think the state has mandated that you have to have so many charging stations.
No, I didn't say.
If they want to, they should, the state should pay for them. They're
Yeah.
the ones that came up with the idea
Yeah.
of no more gas-powered cars.
But there's still an infrastructure you have to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
insane.
where it's gonna be and how you're gonna, you know, something we should really take a look at. Right? Start to look at.
I wouldn't, you're only inviting, then you're inviting someone up above you to say, okay, village, since you're so far ahead, you go and do all this. and
Honest
pay
to
for it."
God. we don't
I'd say
want
no,
that.
let's just take, they still have to figure out, you know, the grid. Right now, if everybody had an electric car and everybody wanted to charge at the same time, your lights would go out.
Yep,
So, you know, they need to, you know, but they want everything to be wind powered and solar powered, you know, to generate
please.
electricity. Well, they better figure that out first.
It was funny, in Nikon, they were discussing up in our area, the western New York, most of our electric generation is either electric or nuclear. So they're actually, we're already green, but we're still gonna pay for the rest of the state that's not. But yeah, the infrastructure, the grid can't take
right.
what, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. And then when you start looking, not even considering the amount of energy it takes to mine the resources necessary for batteries and, it's, some of it's, I guess, quite a bit of imagination, that when you're trying to discover the benefit of it, or, I mean, if you just look at, hey, drive a car from A to B and one's on gas and one of them's on rainbows and fairy dust and stuff, then you get, you know, you can have that benefit, but when you look at it holistically and what it takes to make that vehicle and the energy required to make it and mine it and produce it and
No,
how long it lasts, I think that closes the gap pretty quick. But, you don't feel as good about it, I
the
guess.
process is unreal, how they do it.
Okay, our next meeting is Thursday,
Sorry, I do have one thing.
okay, November 9th at 7 o'clock.
We have our Veterans Day luncheon Saturday.
Today is November.
Oh,
So our
did I
next
mess that up?
meeting, our next meeting can't be on November 9th, 'cause
Sorry.
we're already there.
I wasn't even paying attention.
It's on a Tuesday before,
Yes,
it's the Tuesday before
21st?
Thanksgiving,
Yes.
whatever that is.
sorry about that. We have our Veterans Day luncheon this Saturday, obviously on Veterans Day, right after the ceremony. It happens at 11 a.m. in Veterans Memorial Park. And then we invite, the board has sponsored a wonderful luncheon for our veterans at 11:30 up in our community meeting hall, back in the old meeting room. And we will have food that we purchased through Bremont, and we have cake and coffee, and we are very excited to have you all, and so please,
It's always very good.
yes. Come by and we will serve you, and thank you for your service. That is all.
Okay,
Okay.
anything else?
Nope.
Okay, we have a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Lancy?
Uh,
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Motion passes.